You see, humans are complicated and humans are filled with contradicting emotions. And I've had experiences when I liked the girl or when I met the girl, or, and a lot of my clients have had experiences where they'll meet somebody who they find attractive, and for some reason they get turned off by them because the person cares too fast and too much. All right. There's nothing wrong with caring. Right? There's completely nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you care about somebody who you don't even know. When you care about somebody who hasn't even proven themselves. Right? So we're going to talk about why is it that they don't want you when you care. You see, essentially, this is the first thing, right? Usually, a lot of the times, when you want somebody a lot, right, they tend to sense it in your energy. You see, the self is always coming through. You will always communicate how you feel about people and about the world through your nonverbal cues. You cannot hide that, right? And that's why when you like somebody, unfortunately, they like you back. When they don't like you back a lot of the times, and when you don't like somebody, they like you back. It's the most common trope on the planet. Like that whole thing is it's the most ironic thing. And one of the reasons, because one, a lot of the times, sometimes they're out of your league, and you kind of sense it, right? But most of the time, it's just that your energy is repelling them. You see, the more you want something, the less you get it. And it's also the same thing with life in general. The more you want to go to sleep, the less likely you are of going to sleep, right? Because when you really want something, and there is no, you have no other, you really want it no matter what, because a lot of people are stubborn, you deal with bullshit. Right? You stay when you should have left. Why? Because you're being stubborn. You're being hard-headed. And a man will sense that. Right? So it's kind of like you're for example, it's kind of like naturally when you're seeing somebody, naturally you're going to be inconsistent from time to time, right? Like, for example, when you don't like a guy, when you don't care about a guy and you feel tired and you're supposed to go on a date with him, you're going to cancel. Because you feel tired. And that's naturally going to make him chase. Or you're going to take a little bit longer to text back. And that's naturally going to make him chase. But when you like the guy, even if your leg just got amputated, you're still going to see the motherfucker. Even if he got struck by lightning, you're still going to go see him. Why? Because you have already made up your mind. So naturally, little moments where naturally the inconsistencies of life, when things come up and you naturally cancel, but because you like them, you don't allow the natural courses of life that brings coldness, that brings inconsistency to happen, because you're so forceful, because you want this to work so much that even if you have a big stomach ache, you still go. Rather, if you're tired, cancel. You would have canceled if you didn't like them. That's going to make him chase. That's going to make the girl chase, the guy chase, they chase. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about allowing them. If it's raining and you don't want to go out, you cancel. But when you like him or her, you don't cancel. That's one of the reasons why when you care a lot, they don't care back. And also, when you care a lot, you gotta understand, most people will not like you. That's just a fact, right? When you care a lot, you assume they care, or you hope that they care, even though if you don't see the signs that they care. But if you didn't like the person and you noticed that they don't care, you would have walked away. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's almost like you just try to force things to happen. It just puts you in a disadvantaged position. You see, one of the biggest reasons why when you care they don't is because, especially if you show that you care too quick, is because people don't like to feel like there's an imbalance in terms of I like you, but you like me 10 times more. People want to be with somebody who they feel is at their level. And one of the ways that people find out whether or not you're at their level or not is through your nonverbal. For example, humans back in ancient times back then we wouldn't communicate with verbal words. We wouldn't be able to tell who was the high status person, right? The only way we were able to tell who was high status was through our nonverbal cues, right? So let's just say a preeminent man, prehistoric man, got in a fight with another man and he loses. Humans will be able to tell his status based on his body language. If the man loses a fight or loses whatever, you'll notice his status in the ranks will go down, and you'll be able to observe his status by simply his body language and his nonverbals. He'll be more quiet, more meek, more like that, and that'll communicate that he has lost status, right? Your nonverbals communicate whether or not you believe this person is better than you. And when you show that you care too much without them ever doing anything to deserve it, you're pretty much saying you're better than me, please choose me. And people naturally want to be with somebody who's at their level, at least most people. And what will happen is that they'll look at you and almost look down upon you. It's human nature to look down on people that we think they lack something that we have. And let me tell you something, and I'll say this, and I love people, but even when I travel, sometimes I'll have that sense of superiority, and I'll have to tell myself, Delexis, you're not better than them. You're not. And it's almost like the brain just naturally wants to feel superior. And you got to tell the brain, hey, motherfucker, calm your ass down. They're also humans. You're not better than them just because you make more than them. And you have to keep pushing that beast down, right? But unfortunately, when it comes to relationships, we're not being as rational because most people don't think the way I think, if I'm being quite honest with you. Naturally, when you show too much happiness, too much seeking validation, they just take you for granted. It's just human nature, right? And what will happen is that they may like you, but a part of them don't respect you too much. And what will happen is that they're gonna test you. They're gonna test your boundaries. They're gonna see how far they can take you from you. And you wanna know why? It's because you showed weakness. So what do you do with that emotion? How do you fix it? In a way, permanently. I'm gonna show you how. And so a lot of the times you gotta almost as though let go of the outcome. And one of the best ways to let go of the outcome is just to become more present. Bring focus to your breath or focus to a bodily sensation more than focusing on your thoughts. When you begin to become aware of a physical sensation like your breath, your hand, it calms down your brain. And all of that needy energy naturally becomes reabsorbed into present moment awareness. And people, rather than sensing your neediness, they'll sense peace emanating from you, right? The goal of all of this should be finding inner peace. When you learn to find inner peace, people will sense that and interpret that as confidence. People will sense that and interpret that as somebody who's not needy by simply becoming present. And the more present you become, the more neediness goes away. The more neediness you feel, the more you should become present. What do I mean by that? I mean this. Whenever you feel needy, don't allow those emotions to become thoughts. Because naturally, when you feel needy, you naturally want to turn away from the neediness by complaining. And say, oh, why do I feel this way? Oh, Lord, I am so needy. I got to get the person to take me back. Oh, my God. Those thoughts are charged by that negative energy. And the reason why you're thinking is because by letting it out, by speaking about the neediness, by thinking about the neediness, it allows you to almost temporarily look away from the emotion. You could distract yourself with thoughts. So what you want to do is look at the emotion more. Just look at it. Look at it. Write it. Get a pen and paper and write down, how does that feel? It feels like a knot in my chest. I feel a warming sensation in my chest. It feels as though my body's going inward. My body feels more tense. My neck feels tense. Make the emotion of neediness into something that you describe very pragmatically and very as a matter of fact. And keep feeling. You know, if you did that properly, you'll notice that the emotion naturally just goes away when you do that. The more you feel, the more you want to keep describing. And you don't have to describe it. You could just sit down and almost as though if you could describe the physical sensation of that emotion, rather than describing it, just pay attention to the sensation. What is the sensation of neediness? Can you observe the sensation of neediness? Can you describe by just observing the components of the sensation of neediness? Try right now. How does neediness feel? Just pay attention. You don't need to label it. Just notice, for example, I notice a sensation here. I notice it's kind of warm. You don't need to say it, just notice it. You also notice that maybe your neck is tense, right? Your shoulders are tense. Don't say nothing, just notice. Imagine that me holding where my hand is me saying, oh, my neck is tense, my shoulder is tense, my chest is tense. Imagine that this equals awareness. Right? All you're doing is just paying attention to the experience of neediness. And each time you feel needy, observe it. Observe it. Observe it. Or focus on your breath. Don't let the emotion become a thought. Do not let and if the emotion becomes a thought, say to yourself, my brain is thinking. My brain is thinking. And just observe. And you'll notice that you will transmute those needy emotions into peace. And that's how you turn the neediness into confidence. And whenever you talk to people, and you do this religiously, which is why I want you guys to do this, all of a sudden, people over time will sense that you're calm. And you'll notice that your situation might not change. The person might not like you back. But you use that experience to become more present. And the next person that you meet, you're going to see how that's actually going to reward you. Because each time you feel neediness, you're going to become present. Reabsorb it. Transmute it into peace. And each time you get hurt, it becomes a way for you to grow. And eventually, you're going to reach a point, which is now, in the moment. But over time, those wiring that you have that's always sabotaging you will become disentangled. And over time, just like the day turns from day to dark without you even notice it, people are going to say, wow, there's something different about you. And it's going to be a positive thing. All right? All right, people. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do what I say or else I'm closing this channel. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org to get one-on-one coaching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. and how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.